This video is designed to show you some of the key concepts we went over in lesson 5-6. First thing we looked at was figuring out what data actually is, and we looked and saw that data is actually collected information from anything that you're trying to find out. For example, you can collect data, and right here would be an example of data that you may have collected. So the first thing we looked at was the mean. It's important to understand that mean is the average. Okay, so mean and average actually mean the exact same thing. Okay, and to find the mean, what we do is we add all of the data together, okay, and then we divide by the number of data or by the amount of numbers that we have. Okay, and we looked at a way to remember this is that my parents became mean when they found out about my test average. So we have mean and average together, which helps us remember what the mean actually is. So we can see I have my numbers 64, 59, 58, 58, and 61, and I'm going to find the mean, or I'm going to find the average of these numbers. So my first step is I have all my numbers written out. I'm going to add them together. 64 plus 59 plus 58 plus 58 plus 61. Okay, when I add all those together, that's going to give me 300. Okay, now I'm not finished yet. So the first step is to add all the numbers that I've collected, all the data together, which gives me 300. Now I'm going to take 300, and I'm going to divide that by a certain number. And the number I'm going to divide it by is how many numbers I have with my data, not how many digits, how many actual numbers. Okay, so I have one number, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I take 300 and divide that by 5. And 300 divided by 5 is 60. Okay, so the mean for this set of data is 60. Or I could say the average of my numbers is 60. Okay, now the next term that we looked at was the median. Okay, and the median is the middle number. Okay, the median is the middle numbers. And it's important to understand that the median is the middle number when all the numbers are placed in order from least to greatest. Okay, so it's not just how they're listed in a jumbled order, it has to be from least to greatest. Okay, so to find the median, arrange data in order from least to greatest. It's important that you remember that. Now, a way to remember the median, I want a small median or medium, large and large fry. Remember, median or a medium would be the middle size. So we're going to continue on with the same set of numbers. So I have 64, 59, 58, 58, 61. So my first step is to order these numbers from least to greatest. So I will do 58. I'll cross that out. 58. Cross that out again. 59. 61. And I'm just crossing it out to make sure I don't miss anything. And then finally 64. Okay, so now I'm finding the median, which is the middle number when the numbers are placed in order from least to greatest. So I can see that 59 is the median, because I know that 58, I have 2 on the left-hand side and 2 numbers on the right-hand side, so the median is 59. Okay, now we're going to look at a what-if type of problem. So if I have the numbers 58, 58, 59, 61, 64, and let's say I have the number 72. Okay, so sometimes there will not be just one number that is right in the middle. So whenever you have an even amount of numbers, for example, I have 6 numbers here, there's not going to be one number that's right in the center. So I have to actually take the 2 numbers that are right in the middle. So I have 59 and 61. So I can see on the left-hand side, 2 numbers, right-hand side, 2 numbers. So what I need to do is I need to find the average or the mean of these 2 numbers. So what I will do is take 59 and add 61 to it. That gives me 120. And I will take 120 And I'll divide that by 2 to find the mean of these two numbers, which would be 60. So with this set of data right here, the median would actually be 60. So I take those two middle numbers, add them together, then divide by 2. Now the next term that we looked at is the mode, and the mode is the number that occurs most often in a set of numbers. Okay, so now this is not a must like it is with finding the median. However, the way I like to do it is I like to order the numbers from least to greatest. In other words, I like to have all the numbers right next to each other, okay, so I can see any numbers that repeat. Okay, so I order them from least to greatest, and I find the number that occurs most often. The way that I remember this is that the M and O in mode actually stands for most often. So that's a way that I remember what the mode actually is. So I skipped even a step. I actually wrote down these numbers in order from least to greatest right from the very beginning. I like to do that with all the data that I have from finding mean, median, mode, and range, because it just helps me out so much better. I can see the numbers clearer. And for example, we have numbers right here. I can tell which ones repeat and which ones do not at all. Okay, so if I'm trying to figure out the mode, the nice thing about mode is you never have to add, subtract, divide, multiply, or anything like that. You can just look at the data and see whichever number occurs most often, and that would be your mode. So for example, in this set of numbers, I have 58 that I see twice. Okay, there's not any other number that occurs more than 2 times, so my mode would be 58. Now let's say, for example, we have the number 64 here. Okay, so I have 58 and 64 occurring 2 times. My mode would be 58 and actually 64. Okay, now let's say, for example, we have our numbers that look like this. The data looks like this: 58, 59, 61, 64. That means there would actually not be a mode at all with this set of data. So that is how you find the mode within a set of data. The final term that we're going to look at is actually the range, and the range is the difference between the largest and smallest number in the set of numbers or within the data. Now to find the range, it's really important to remember this, that once again, you want to order the numbers from least to greatest, and what you do is you subtract the biggest or the largest and smallest numbers, and the answer would be the range. Now the way that we remember this is kind of a silly way, is on the range, the cowboy wanted to know the difference between his largest and smallest cow. So it's important to understand that with range, we're just looking at the smallest and the largest numbers, and you're subtracting both of them. Now in order to find the range, once again, I kind of skipped a step and I wrote the numbers in order from least to greatest. So whenever you write the numbers in order from least to greatest, it's very, very easy to see which one's the smallest and the biggest. Okay, so I have 58 and then I have 64. All right, and so I'm going to take those two numbers and subtract them. So 64 minus 58. 64 minus 58 gives me 6. Okay, so the range for this set of data is the number 6. Okay, so that's how you find the range. You want to locate the largest and smallest numbers and you subtract them. That will give you the range. So those are some of the key concepts we went over today in lesson 5-6.